Hey, up guys, me Rolando G. I'm back at it once again. Just real brief, I haven't had time to do a lot of videos. I've been really busy. I've been really going through some turmoil lately with a lot of stuff that I've had to handle and stuff I'm trying to work on. Like I said, when you get busy, YouTube just becomes just a secondary thing at times, especially when you're not gaining any revenue. But like I said here on my channel, I don't want, any type of, charity. Reason why I'm doing this video, as you can see in the thumbnail, if you haven't heard or you're under a rock, or you were like me, you were a preteen adolescent kid in the early to mid 90s, you remember the Green Ranger, aka the White Ranger, later on, actor Jason David Frank, who portrayed Tommy Oliver on the show. Now, the details are very sketchy. Here on my channel, I try to approach all facets of the world, facets that correlate with men's mental health. I'm just not all about always the SYSBM talk. I get that that's what matters amongst us as fellow men of color, because, we don't get a lot of, this or that, whatever, but men in general are in trouble, and we don't have a lot of advocates. We really don't. And in this case, with the situation with Jason, because I remember meeting him back in '93 when the Power Rangers were, first came out. He was a bad guy character, and he became a good guy. And I was at Disneyland and I met him. And at the time, I think he was with his first wife, I want to assume. And he still had the long hair, the way he looked on the show. And he asked me who was my favorite Ranger. I told him it was him. Now, I remember that. That really stuck out to me. He was a pretty cool guy. He didn't show any kind of, like he was fair to his fans. And that's why, and he was a great martial artist on the show. He displayed that with his skill. But you just never know what goes on in people's lives, especially, celebrities or people that we see on TV or film. They are, at the end of the day, human beings just like we are. And I try to say, okay, put myself in that position. And I know that we're on the outside trying to look in because we're less unfortunate, or we get caught up in being disenfranchised because we're a certain group of race. I get it. But in this case, dealing with the mental health situation of Jason David Frank, actor Jason David Frank, and martial artist of the hit series, of the hit series Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which debuted in the summer of '93 by Saban, equivalent to Hasbro, that originally did the Transformers, well known for also, the early mid 80s stuff like Transformers, He-Man and Masters of the Universe, Thundercats. If you were a youngster like me, or you were younger person at the time in your 20s or under that age, you remember these shows. And then in the early mid 90s, when I got a little bit more, I started looking at, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because it reminded me of Voltron. Voltron was also a Hasbro. This was a Hasbro Saban Japanese created show. So it was crazy. It was corny and cheesy, but at the same damn time, it was very, 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 you just loved seeing the moves that they did, on the putties, aka Rita Repulsa, the evil witch, outer whatever she was, outer queen of the realm of whatever, to destroy the Power Rangers. Zordon was their Yoda / type of figure, father figure that would guide them in their alliance to become a superpower, team. And it was always about teamwork. I know the corny stuff, I get it, but I'm coming from a different side of the coin on this, because mental health is just a real big deal amongst men in general, not just black men. It also affects Caucasian men, Asian men, men in general. And we as Afro-American men, I get it. We're all about our struggle, whatever, trying to, but I'm here to say is that we also got to worry about other guys too. Because a lot of guys may not, we may not share the same skin or the same relation to every situation in our lives, but we do share one thing. We all are men that go through a lot of crap, and nobody has an advocacy for us. Now, I didn't tell you guys this, but I am in counseling, okay? And the thing about it to me is everybody needs it. I'm in therapy right now. Now, I don't like my therapist too well. She is a little bit biased, I will admit, but she does have a lot of vital points that I'm taking heed to that are helping me out. Because when you're in a family but nothing but women, and the women control the show like my household does, or the immediate blood family kin that I've come from, you don't have a lot of brothers. I don't have brother advocates that say, hey, bro, I got your back. Come over to my house. Mom and sis are tripping. I don't have that. And I thought I had it with you guys in these corners of SYSBM, but I feel like we're not really connecting on some levels. I just can't get with a lot of the things you guys do. I want to be agreeable with everything. But I know that's unrealistic. I know we have our disagreements, but I've never really truly found it in a lot of you brothers in the so-called community of brothers, as they say that we are in this so-called community of SYSBM and divestment brothers getting passports. I still don't really feel that way, because everybody's got their little egos and their little platforms, and I get it. But I'm the more humble guy. I try to come very easygoing. I don't try to get a lot of views. I don't try to ham up a lot of the stuff that I go through as an individual Afro male with Afro fellow ABWs or BAWs. I don't really want to always focus on that, because there are other situations that I have to deal with already as it is, just being a man of color. But at the same time, I'm looking at Jason David Frank, Tommy Oliver on the show of Power Rangers, Green Ranger, White Ranger situation, and he was married to a fellow Caucasian lady, and she did the same thing to him, shut him out. And American women, to me, don't understand that a lot of men are suffering out here more than they are, and it's always this social engineering of, it's always women that are the most emotional creatures, the ones that get damaged the most, but men get damaged the most worse, because we got to be out here on the front lines. And when mental damage is done to us, like I said again, we have no advocacy. So my heart goes out, because, it's our national, holiday we call Thanksgiving here in Estados Unidos, aka, the United States. We celebrate this very much, and now Jason David Frank, he's not going to be able to celebrate that with his kids, because he decided to do what he did, because he got so angry. And it's very frustrating when you're a man and you can't communicate, hey, this is how I'm feeling. I've had a hard time with that. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to get my own act together, about that, because I'm surrounded by nothing but women in my family that constantly, especially my mother, what my mother does to me is very jacked up. She'll be nice to me for a while, then she'll go back into these shaming tactics. It's because she has a hate for my father and what my father did when we first moved here to the Bay Area. And I'm trying to find a way to get up out of the Bay Area right now. It's been rough. I've been working on some things, but I want to be, really established and be able to take care of myself and not have to worry where my next meal, where my next check is going to come from. Now, I've been blessed by living with this friend continuously, and to have the money that I receive, and that I work hard for part-time, weekly on a daily basis with the current job I have. But I want more than that. But I got to get my mental health right, And with this situation with Jason David Frank, he had everything. He had probably a little bit of good money because of what he did on Power Rangers and stuff, and doing, various promotions, Comic Cons, like retro cons where, the nostalgic of the Power Rangers is still around, and those who are fans of the franchise, and, in newer, generations that have had Power Rangers, to look at, and, they've had, various variations, but with Jason David Frank, Rest in peace, man. You know, I didn't know what was going on. And obviously what happened is that his wife, they had an exchange of words. I guess one night they were both trying to reconcile their so-called love relationship, whatever. And unfortunately, he went back to his room because they were staying at the same hotel, and went back to his room. He closed the door. I guess he didn't come out till the next morning, and there was no movement, no word from him coming from his room. And so she called the authorities. They came in and found him dead. Now, I want to say it was by hanging. I really can't say if it was hanging. That's what it's rumored to be right now. But hopefully more further details will come out, and it will. But it's just sad. I mean, the man had 4 kids. He was 49, 9 years older than me, you know, and it's like, yeah, man, you know, when you just make that rash decision, it's, you know, it's not fair to your family members or anybody else, but, you know, it was a selfish act, and I get it. Sometimes you feel like you just can't cope, and I've had those days myself, but it's not worth it, you know. I know we all go through our trials and, you know, everything, and, you know, I'm a guy right now, but, I feel like I can't get what I want. Am I going to just, you know, throw myself off a bridge because of it? No. I got to maintain, you know, mental decorum and tell myself everything's going to be all right, and either read the Bible or, you know, pray to the powers that be, God, whatever, you know, and even God may not be always the answer. Maybe, you know, Buddha, maybe Tantra, something, I don't know. You know, channel your energies into something positive and try to look for something that really makes you feel happy and continue to focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to help you a lot in the long run. But I digress. But anyway, yeah, you know, like, again, you know, rest in peace, Jason David, Tommy Oliver, Green Ranger, aka the White Ranger, eventually later upon the show. You know, you're going to be missed. I'm going to miss you. I never got a chance to meet you, but I, you know, meet you as you are now. But, you know, of course that never happened. You know, you're gone. But meeting you back in 93 at the height of the TV series, you made a good impression on me, man. You were a pretty cool dude, man. And you were one of my favorite, actually my number 1 favorite, because actually I was always checking for you more than Jason Austin St. John, the Red Ranger, aka you were the man on Power Rangers, man. And I appreciate you, you know, your contribution to the martial arts. You know, may you rest easy, man. I just hate to see somebody go such as with a lot of good like martial arts practitioner like you. I would have loved to see what the Legend of the White Dragon was. That will never come to be now. Yeah, so my condolences to your family, to your kids. I know the Thanksgiving for you is not going to really be good, but keep your heads up. You know, there are brighter tomorrows ahead. All right, this is Rolando G. More videos from me to come. Sorry I've been away for a while. All right, peace, you guys. Stay safe. Happy Thanksgiving to those families and people I know and their families. Be good, be kind to one another. Because sometimes, you know, the most positive thing that you'll say to a person is going to make that person believe that there is still hope, that somebody does love them. All right, I'm out. Peace.